What's good, people? Back in here for another week. You know what it is by now. Episode of What's the Word with LJ Mental Podcast. And as always, I'm your host with the most, LJ. Back in here. Appreciate you for listening, as always. But yeah, so got another week, another wild week. Interesting. We still in this pandemic. Not sure what stage you in. I've heard of some people getting this vaccine. I think the person I know, they in the medical field. I'm not sure when it's going to be available to everybody. If it is available, I don't even know. Still not sure if I'm going to get it, but I'm still interested in learning. I'm going to find out like if there's any side effects, how does it, any long-term effects, and is it necessary to get it for travel, which I know they got some events that they probably plan on doing again, like concerts in the spring and summertime, and they allowing more fans into these NFL stadiums. They might start in other sports also. So it's important to know all this stuff for the whole world, for real. Are we gonna get back to whatever, some type of normalcy, whatever that is? Who knows at this point? But we've been in this pandemic. Seems like it's been, man, a long time. But it's just still wondering if this is gonna be the new normal. But we got some news that happened earlier today. Might be good news for a lot of you, might be bad news for a lot of you. But officially, I guess Trump has officially been impeached and will be out of the office. Obviously, he didn't win the presidency, so he was going to be gone by the 20th anyway. But I know, what's the name, Nancy Pelosi was trying to push for this for quite some time, especially after what happened in Capitol Hill, the mayhem that happened there. And you can see Trump was basically trying to start a war. Whatever side you on, the left or the right, don't matter to me. Because I know some people that's on Democrats, some people that's on Republican, some people that's not affiliated at all. But either way, whatever side you on, I mean, that shit was crazy. That's why this basically did vote pass, because that's why they tried to impeach Trump before, and it didn't go through because it was only the Dems that wanted him out. This time, the Republicans actually got on board and said, all right, he need to go. That's too much. Even they're not even on his side anymore. But yeah, that's inexcusable. The riots that happened in Capitol Hill, that he basically incited his supporters, his fanatics. Fan is short for fanatics, and some of these Trump supporters are fanatics. And it's it's crazy that was allowed to happen. I never seen nothing like that before in my life. The mayhem that happened in Capitol Hill. Which brings me to, well, yeah, officially, I guess he's finally out for it, and I don't know what that means for the next. Are they not going to have a president until the 20th? Is Pence going to take over for the next, 7 days or whatever? Or are they just not going to have a president until Biden gets in there? How is that going to work? Because Biden doesn't officially take office until the 20th. So, I don't even know. But I guess at this point it doesn't make much of a difference because that's like a week away. But I guess they were pushing for it too because this will mean that he will never be able to run again. Because he was talking about it probably for 2024. He will never officially be able to run again with him being impeached right now. He'll lose his lifetime pension as president and all the other benefits that come from being a sitting president. So he'll lose all of those benefits. You can look it up, read it up on yourself. But yeah, I read up on his information, what it would mean, why that. Because before I was like, why are they pushing it now? He's gonna be gone in a week. Is it even worth it? But it's deeper than that. And you listen to Nancy Pelosi on 60 Minutes. She talked about it and why they were pushing so hard to get him out, get him impeached, so he loses all those rights. Because I mean, it's become like it's very dangerous at this point to even let this continue on. the fact that that happened in Capitol Hill is just crazy. Like, yeah, that had to be the last straw for everybody. So, uh, yeah, I get it. So, uh, and to piggyback off that point, I'm gonna get into my word of the week. And my word of the week is differences. The reason why it's differences because a lot of times we have a difference of opinion on a lot of things. We have a different outlook on things, and I thought it was appropriate because on this Trump situation, obviously you got his fanatics that still believe no matter what he does is right. And I even made the case, a joke, to a friend the other day that I think if they told him to jump off a cliff, they would do it. So if they believe that he would actually win another term, like all you have to do is jump off a cliff, those fanatics would absolutely do it. Apparently, some of those people actually injected some bleach into themselves. I'm not sure how many people actually did that, but there was reports after he made that joke or whatever of it's supposed to cure coronavirus and people like injecting bleach into themselves. Some people actually did it. So I mean, you just never know. I don't put nothing past. There's some really crazy ass people in this world, so I would not put it past them. You just you just never know, man. This is wild. And at the and to piggyback off at this point, let's talk about some because I brought up some conspiracy theories last week, and I wanted to touch on it again because I like a good conspiracy theory. I think it's a good discussion if it actually can go somewhere, if it has some legs, if it can make somewhat sense. Not some there's some out there that are absolutely ridiculous and make no sense. You can make no valid points on them whatsoever. I think the 5G tower coronavirus thing, that's absolutely ridiculous to me. But some ones out there also right now. You have they say that the Simpsons has been a topic for quite some time on being like the prediction master. Like they got some type of prophecy. Like what do they know that the rest of us don't know, right? And and not just them. There's been a lot of like adult, not just cartoons in general that have predicted things that have actually happened in real life. Um, and I thought it was interesting too to talk about it. Like allegedly, like they say, the Simpsons predicted that Trump will become president, and there is an episode back in 2000 that it's a little different, and they were actually piggybacking off of movie Back to the Future a little bit, but in a way, still they predicted that Trump will be president. Lisa Simpson, I think, announces like, yeah, Trump is the president or something like that, and also there's there's a picture that came out recently of one of the characters from the Simpsons show. I forget his name on the show. I haven't watched this. I used to watch the Simpsons, but I haven't watched it in quite some time. But that's pretty amazing. They've been on the air since 1989, so that's over 30 years. That's pretty crazy that they've been on the air that long and still have so many different ideas. But yeah, I forget his name, but he was dressed up. If he was in front of Capitol Hill and he was dressed up in one of the rioters from Capitol Hill, he had horns. He had his outfit just like him, but it was one. And a lot of people were speculating, like, "Oh shit, this is another Simpsons prediction." But it's been proven that that photo is actually fake, and it was photoshopped and redone. So yeah, that photo is actually not real. It's not from any episode of The Simpsons at all. But still, they still made some good points on The Simpsons. There's been predictions, I believe, on South Park, Family Guy, even with different predictions. There's also some really good things that have actually come to place on the show. The people sleep on the Boondocks. The Boondocks have made some pretty key predictions as well. Don't sleep on the Boondocks is, to me, the best out of all of them. They just don't have as many episodes, but for one, there's an episode called The Fried Chicken Flu, and there was this mayhem, a new chicken restaurant, and it basically affecting the world and causing some crazy disease, and people just losing their damn minds over this chicken. And that basically came to pass when Popeyes created this chicken sandwich. So it was mayhem about that. People getting robbed and beat up over this sandwich. It's crazy. That's basically what the Boondocks predicted. Um, it actually happened in real life. And they also, KFC had a sandwich with chicken in the middle and two Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, that's a chicken version of what was on the show Boondocks as well, the Luther, except it was a burger, but with between two Krispy Kreme donuts. If you know anything about the Boondocks, you know all about the episode, the itis. The episode is called the itis, where they have that episode is nothing but pork, in this restaurant, and put people to sleep, and they got beds, after your meal, so you can go to take a nap or whatever. It's a hilarious episode. Like, it's one of my favorites actually. Um, but yeah, it's crazy that, and they also, I think, in a way, if you look at it, the Simpsons, not the Simpsons, the Boondocks, you could say they predicted. I think what you could say the first cross-dressing rapper, the first gay rapper. I mean, you've had. I'm not saying anything about homosexuals. I'm thinking they could have predicted the first gay rapper. Because, I mean, look at this guy, Gangstalicious, on this show. And then you got Lil Nas X, who's actually openly admitted he was gay. I think it's some guys that's undercover. It's been talked about for years. Even Suge Knight even said 95% of them on the labels are on the low. I don't know how true that was, but that's wild there. That heard him say that there was so many of them that was on the low like that. Yes, I mean, I think it's still some guys, but yeah, the fact, and then you had you had, what's that guy's name, on the show, Thugnificent. Uh, he didn't prove out to be gay, but they had him had him in dresses and all that, and you got rappers out here now they out here wearing wedding dresses with AK-47s and we're rocking purses and calling their homeboys bae. I mean, if you gay, that's one thing, but don't be out here trying to front like you straight. That's the issue I have. Like, if you gay, handle your business. I don't give a fuck about that. Do you? But you out here trying to, like, you calling your homeboys bae and all that. Like, what? Like, nah, bro. But but yeah, Boondocks, I think, have made some very great, interesting predictions as well. And also too, I wanted to talk about while we on these theories and everything, like we talk about these cartoons making these predictions. There's been so many of them, and there's also a cartoon. It's not an adult cartoon, but I remember Johnny Bravo years ago. There's a particular episode, and I actually remember this episode too. Before it was on YouTube. I actually remember watching the episode as a child. There's an episode where I guess main character Johnny Bravo, I think his name is Carl, dude with the glasses, is arguing, and they walk past a poster in the background with the Twin Towers coming down, and it says "coming soon." This is before 9/11. This episode was like, I think, in April of 2000 or 2001. It was definitely before 9/11 happened though. And the fact that said "coming soon" was pretty fucking crazy. Now I know that's not the first time the Twin Towers was attacked, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. That they had something like that too in the background, and it said "coming soon." That's pretty fucking crazy that they had that shit. Yeah, there's been so many over the years. It's kind of hard to remember all of them, but I know those were some of the ones that stuck out to me. The Boondocks predictions, The Simpsons, obviously, Family Guy, and Johnny Bravo. But yeah, I'm sure there's many more. I think you could even say the Jetsons too. With the amount of they basically predicted, like, okay, this cartoon came out back in the '60s, and it was kind of the future version, I guess, with the Flintstones. But everything's futuristic. They have high tower apartments that's not even on the ground. Like everything's in the sky. They have flying cars, but a lot of technology where they face talking on the phone and like robots and everything. I mean, a lot of that in a way has come to pass. I mean, we still obviously don't have flying cars and skyway traffic literally in the sky and in high sky apartments. We don't have that or houses and everything. We don't have that, but yeah, you could say they kind of predicted it too. But yeah, it's been a lot over the years and going off. We're gonna talk a little of that. We talk about these for a while. Like even recently, I hear people like talking about zodiac signs. I wanted to touch on this for a minute. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but zodiac signs, right? I mean, I don't believe in zodiac signs. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I've looked it up. I've read a little bit about it. How it was came into play about 2,000 years ago by this so-called philosopher. I use that in air quotes. And how it came into play and how the stars were aligned. That's how, and then now that's formulated until we know it's today is how people have their read their horoscope and how we have them in different months and everything, and they think, I guess allegedly, that's supposed to be trigger and know how you were born and makes it part of your personality. I think that's all a bunch of bullshit. I don't buy it, and just hear people say like, oh, I can't date you because you a Scorpio or you a Gemini, you a Libra, whatever the hell you are. I think it's absolutely ridiculous because to basically define, you basically put yourself in a box. I think when you do that, when you go by the zodiac signs you believe, I don't believe in that at all. I mean, if you do, that's you. But I think it is wild to me that people put so much energy and let it define them, your zodiac sign. I think it's ridiculous. I don't believe in it. I've had discussions about it. I don't get why you put so much energy into it. Why? But that's another theory. But like I said, I ain't gonna spend too much time talking about this. Or what they mean on different personality traits. Because it kind of go into like, okay, you're born this month, but you also might have some traits from your parents. But if you're born on this month or day, you have traits because of that sign. I don't know. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But yeah, I'm not. But yeah, I'm done with that. But yeah, just going to discuss that a little bit while we're on the topic of these conspiracy theories, because to me that's theory within itself, because there's no factual evidence to prove that, right? As far as how these zodiac signs portray, like you might have some things that say like, oh, yeah, this is why you do this. You might have a particular trait that you have about yourself, and you think that relates to your sign, but you might also have that with somebody else born in a different month. So it kind of is very contradictory to me. But to me, there's no physical evidence to show that that's proof of you, all of your traits are whatever the signs is. But I don't know. I think that's still a funny discussion. But yeah. So a couple things more I want to get into here. So we on the topic of differences, right? And a lot of people have difference in opinion of a particular rapper. This is guy. How do you feel about him? I'm talking about Eminem, right? And there's a lot of guys, especially I think that song "Stand" really ruined it for a lot of people. I didn't realize how powerful that song really was when it first came out. But over the years, it's proven to be like true. There's a lot of Eminem like stands, and if you know the song and the video of Stan, how crazy he was about his girlfriend, and it's almost like he was like in love with Eminem. It was kind of sick and twisted, like if you know anything about that video. And it's a very dope song, and I'm sure that's what a lot of the superstars deal with when they're fans. But if you listen to the song, you know. But my point is right about Eminem. I like Eminem, but I don't consider him the GOAT. He might be in my top 10, maybe. I actually listen to Eminem, but I don't really hear him and people bumping him in the car. Like, I don't really hear people playing him like that. But when somebody says something about him, like, people lose their fucking minds. Like, oh, they're a hater. Like, oh, they don't know. Like, my point is, Snoop Dogg came out and said that, oh, Eminem is the great white hope. And before him, black rappers had no respect to hip hop, which is, that's true. That's factual. Uh, and he also came out and said that he's not in his top 10. And he said, like, can't niggas from the 80s he can't fuck with. Uh, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, LL, Ice Cube, mention a few. Um, there's a few others. And even Eminem came out and said, I never said I could fuck with them. But I mean, it's really just, I think it's more so the fans than Eminem himself. Eminem has proclaimed himself the GOAT before. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think he's a GOAT. I think he is all time great. That's undeniable. He's a lyricist. Eminem has skill as an MC, and can't take that away from him. And I've heard people, I guess, compare him to Redman. If he was black, he would be Redman. And I don't think that's true. To me, he's more like Big L than Redman. I guess he falls on the line of that. There's a lot of subgenres of hip hop, and I guess with especially early Eminem, the horrorcore aspect. And to me, I think nobody did that better than Big L. If you know anything about Big L, you know that he falls. I think he's more like him than Redman. I guess has that element too, but yeah, I would say he's more, especially early Eminem. Like, you listen to the song Danger Zone or Devil's Son, and you listen to a song like Eminem, like My Name Is, Guilty Conscience, or Clean Out My Closet, or Remember Me, records like that, it sounds a lot like Big L, like it does. So, um, but like I said, I like Eminem, but people just lose their fucking minds. Like, people can't have an honest opinion anymore. Like, people, they expect you to be politically correct. And even, like, people in Eminem's camp have come out and said, like, not saying he whack. Like, you can't say Eminem's whack, because he's not. But, like, even Wait a Machine, who was, I guess, what came out and said, like, hey, man, I'm from the hood. Like, niggas don't really listen to Eminem. That's true. Like, we don't. Like, come from the hood. I don't know too many niggas that grew up listening to Eminem. Like, I just don't. Like, people claim they, like, oh, this Eminem fan. Like, I've gotten into so many discussions about, oh, Eminem is better than, I've even heard some people say, like, oh, he's better than Nas, which I think is kind of crazy. I don't think he's even in the same league lyrically as Nas. Nas has grown over the years. I think is more sophisticated lyrically now. And to me, Eminem is just the same. Like, he hasn't evolved lyrically. To me personally, I think Eminem is dope. Like, he can rap. Like, Lose Yourself is one of my favorite records by him. Uh, Also, like, Remember Me, The Way I Am. That's a song that got me on Eminem. I think is The Way I Am. Uh, 3 a.m. is a dope record. Like, I mean, I fuck with Eminem, but people say he's a GOAT and, like, oh, Snoop Dogg is a hater, like, he jealous. Trust me, Snoop ain't got nothing to be jealous of Eminem about. Nothing. At all. And Eminem's new album, he threw a little jab. Like, it wasn't even a diss for real. It was like a little jab on the song, I guess, called Zeus. I haven't even heard really the whole record. I heard the diss. I didn't hear the whole song. Uh, how he said, I use Snoop. I can't. Last thing I need is Snoop Dogg in me. He's like, oh, he was like a god to me. Haha, I had spelled dog backwards. Haha, not really. But yeah, that was like a little jab. Like that's not even a diss for real. Like that was soft compared to what Eminem does before. Eminem and Snoop said, "Don't let me make sure I don't. But I hope I don't respond to that soft ass shit." Snoop isn't, I guess, known as a super lyricist, but don't sleep on Snoop now. If they was ever to have a little back and forth, and honestly, I don't think Eminem would want. I honestly don't think Eminem would want that. I don't. I think M probably even still now has too much respect for Snoop Dogg to do that. Um, Snoop, would he be willing to participate? I have no idea. But don't sleep on Snoop like he don't got no diss records now, though. I mean, got the shit where he dissed Suge, and a lot of people don't realize that even when early days with Snoop and Dre was going to battle with Easy E, Snoop Dogg wrote them records. That was Snoop all over that. That was Snoop. He wrote them records. Like Fuck with Dre Day, Snoop Dogg wrote that shit. Like, I mean, that's a very dope diss record. Um, so I mean, could he go at Eminem? I've always said over the years of the people he's battled, he's never gone at an all-time great lyricist. Like he's battled Cannabis, Ja Rule, or he assisted 50 Cent in jumping Ja Rule. Um, but yeah, I said I think Eminem is a dope rapper. But honestly, I think it is some rappers that he can't fuck with. And I hear some people just losing their minds saying, "Oh, he's the greatest ever." I mean, I think that 8 Mile movie really, it has to be the 8 Mile movie. Make people have Eminem have this illustrious reputation of being this unbeatable force lyrically. It has to be that movie. Like where his last battle, how he made fun of himself, where basically it was a great strategy, I think. He said everything about himself, so dude Papa Doc couldn't say shit about him. Um, he's like, damn, like what am I supposed to say? And he basically said, I know everything you're gonna say, and called him chumps and everything. Like, there's nothing like he could say. So I mean, it has to be that movie. Like, but in reality, he's never battled anybody like super lyrical, and like he hasn't. Like Benzino, I mean, come on, Benzino, really? Eminem bodied Benzino, but Benzino, really? Like, come on, bro. Cannabis, he cool. I mean, he got a dope record against, I think Second Round Knockout is a great record when he dissed LL, but Cannabis, no. Like, Eminem has never battled the likes of Jadakiss or Styles P. Those are super lyricists. Like, honestly don't believe Eminem could fuck with them. I don't. Nas, no, I don't think he could fuck with Nas either. Um, yeah, or even I've never seen Kendrick Lamar in a battle. Like I've never seen that, but lyrically, I prefer Kendrick over Eminem lyrically. Uh, but yeah, those are the name a few. I think Beanie Siegel in his prime is another one. I don't know about now, but definitely Beans in his prime. I don't think Eminem could fuck with him either. Uh, Jay-Z, even though I know a lot of people like to say, because Nas said it on Ether, that Eminem killed you in your own shit, Renegade, but if they was actually battling each other, like made diss records, could Eminem beat Jay-Z? I don't think so. It's an interesting discussion. People need to chill out with the Eminem fanatic shit, the stands, so to speak. Uh, but yeah, I think it's interesting. It's wild, and yes, people got a lot of difference in opinion, but it is what it is. Interesting discussion, and that's gonna do it for me this week. So I'm out. Got more coming with clothes online and some new designs coming. So stay tuned for that. And I'm gonna keep coming at you with these episodes. So this has been another episode of What's the Word with LJ Mentor. I'm out.